Hello everyone, welcome back. Still at See the Stories. Now we are still talking about cow's milk allergy in children with Dr. Shela Putri Sundawa. Now doctor, we're going to continue. Now can we as parents tell the difference between a mild and a severe cow milk allergy?
Yes, well, it's very easy actually.
Okay.
If it is severe form, I will talk about the severe form first, right? The symptom could be very acute and immediate, like anaphylactic shock. Anaphylactic shock is when usually the kids will be very very weak. Yeah,
Okay.
it can happen with the lower blood pressure immediately, and then they could have immediate gastrointestinal symptom like vomiting, and then they could have a breathlessness, and then it can also happen. There will be a swelling within the respiratory tract, yeah? So there will be a difficulty in breathing. So that is the severe form. The other severe form is also growth failure. It can happen.
That one is the
yes,
long term.
the long term, in the long term.
Okay.
Yeah, the growth failure, and also it can happen anemia. The anemia is a severe form of the allergy because it happened chronically because of the kids having symptoms of blood in their stool. In the long term, so that will happen the anemia. Yes.
All right. Now, based on that, how can us parents be? What can we do to be able to now make sure that our kids get enough nutrients if we don't introduce cow's milk to them? Is there any ways to do it?
Yes, there is alternative to the cow's milk protein.
Okay.
Yeah. So as I mentioned before, that the cow's milk protein happen because that the protein in the cow's milk is a very long chain.
Okay.
So we use other alternative, the shorter chain of the protein. We use the extensive hydrolyze. So the protein is being hydrolyzed so that it will be smaller, so that kids will be easier to get it, and the body will not think it as a threat. So we can choose other form of the formula milk, the extensive hydrolyzed formula, or if the problem is the severe form of the cow's milk allergy, then we can use the other that is the shortest form of the protein, the asam amino formula, the amino acid formula.
Okay. Okay.
So it is not a protein. So we know that protein consists of amino acid, right? So this is the shortest chain of the protein, the amino acid formula.
Okay. So that means the alternatives are still giving them formula milk. Is there any way other than giving them that, maybe through food, something like that? Is there any way or alternatives?
Well, because it usually happens during infancy, before the kids turn into 6 months old, we usually do not give them solid food. So that's why we still need the alternative for the milk, the formula milk. However, when the kid is getting older, like when they turn into 1 year old, we can reduce the amount of cow's milk that we give or formula milk that they needed, because it might be needed only 30% of the calorie. And when they get older, of course, we can use solid food, the full solid food for the calorie.
I see. So at the moment when they're still in that stage, infancy stage, you can't do anything. I mean, you can't give them anything else other than liquid, basically, right?
That's
There's no
correct.
solid foods yet
Yes.
because they're not introduced. Okay, good. Noted. Now, you're talking about earlier symptoms, talking about the long chain and the shorter ones. Now, because what I'm trying to get to is that us as adults, now we're trying to be more savvy about what we're eating. So every time we try to buy something, we try to look at the labels first, right? Ingredients. Is there anything that we can do for the kids, for the children, when we're buying products for them to consume? Is there anything that is going to be, this is a red flag on the ingredients list? Is there something like that?
Yeah, so usually it will be in a bold, it is printed in bold, like the composition, printed in bold. Like the label, usually it's written as like milk protein, contain milk protein, or usually they might wrote the other term that is constitution of the protein in milk, the cow's milk, the whey protein or the casein protein.
Okay.
Yeah. So
which ones do we need to avoid? I mean, to make sure that they don't get, possibly reducing the risk of getting the allergies.
Yeah, the composition might be written as the cow's milk, yeah, and then it might also be written as casein, yeah, because usually the one that causing the protein, the name of the protein that causing the cow's milk allergy is casein or the whey protein.
Whey protein.
Yes, that's
So
correct.
because that's too early to introduce to children. around
Yeah,
this age.
yeah. So usually the protein of the cow's milk, those two are the main protein that usually cause the allergy in the cow's milk.
All right, all right.
Yes.
Now, doctor, that makes me, I'm just wondering now, how common it is for kids to have this allergy? How, in let's say right now, if we talk about percentage, is it
Yes.
big? Is it big or is it low?
Actually, it's quite low, only 4 to 5%.
That's it?
Yes, in children, yes. However, usually we might be overclaim the problem. Yeah, when there is something wrong with our kid, we directly think that must be the food, there must be the milk. Yeah, but usually there might be other things that cause them those symptoms.
Okay, so only 5% right
Yes.
now to have cow's milk allergy in kids.
Yes, correct.
So we don't really have to be too worry
Yes,
about this.
that's
Just
correct.
make sure that we know exactly what we're feeding our kids.
Yes.
Right, and hoping for the best.
Yes, and if we are very concerned about getting allergy, just do what we can do to prevent. Like if it's possible, natural birth is preferred than cesarean section. Then give breastfeeding exclusively.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
so that's those things, those natural things that we do can reduce the percentage of kids of getting the cow's milk allergy.
So if I were to ask if there's a cure for this, there's probably nothing at the moment because you just have to be more mindful about what you're doing with your kids. Is that right?
So for the persistent of children who is getting cow's milk allergy, so usually children will outgrown it. During 3 years old, only 10% of the children with cow's milk will still have persistent cow's milk.
Okay.
Only 10% of it.
Right.
So for those who is maybe at the age of 4 to 5, there is some drugs like oral immunotherapy for them. And we can also do something to make them tolerate more quickly.
Okay.
So we use some strategy, like giving them the milk ladder strategy, like giving them to reintroduce after we eliminate. Remember that we need to eliminate, right? After we eliminate them for 6 months, maybe when they turn into 2 years old, 3 years old, we can reintroduce. And we use some strategy that is called the milk ladder strategy to make the tolerance accelerated.
So yes, definitely there is ways for us to be
Yes.
able to control or to keep it at bay and make sure that our kids are still just happy, strong,
Yes,
healthy.
that's correct. Yes.
All right, thank you. But Dr. Shela, we are done with the discussion, but we're not done with you yet because I'm gonna have my colleague back here and then we're gonna do some, now you're gonna test me whether I've been paying attention or not. So
Okay.
Indra, come on back,
Hi.
see what you got.
Hi, doctor. So we're gonna play a game, which is, as usual, we're gonna have the myth and fact game. Now,
All right.
Doctor, if you don't mind. So,
Yes, sure.
all right. So
Are you in it too?
Yes, we're gonna play together and see if I actually pay attention to what you just mentioned earlier. So we explore some common statement about milk and determine if they are true or false. Now, both Ranga and I will offer our opinions, and Dr. Shela later will provide expert guidance on if it's actually facts or if it's actually gonna be a
Okay,
myth.
here we go.
You know how I like to play this game. I'm gonna go against you no matter what's your answer. All right, so
All right, let's start.
number one is it myth or fact? Milk is the richest source of calcium.
We didn't talk about this.
Yeah. It's the
The
richest?
richest source of calcium.
And we're talking about cow milk, I'm assuming right now. So I'm gonna go with
I'll go.
myth. Oh,
You go first then.
I'll go with myth.
All right. Then I'll go against you.
All right.
All right. I'll go against Indra.
All right, so doctor, is it the richest form?
Yes,
source?
probably it is the richest and the the easiest to absorb.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the
Interesting.
source of calcium. Yeah.
So it's not only richest, but it's also the
easiest for the
yes,
kids.
Yes, to absorb. That's
So
right.
did I? Oh, I got
You
that one.
actually got that
Ah,
one. See?
okay.
Lucky you.
I did,
All right.
because I've been here a little bit longer than you. I've been paying attention, man. Let's go.
All right,
Second.
number 2, myth or fact. Drinking milk before bed can improve sleep quality.
Ooh. Well, warm milk, that does the job for me. I'll go first for now.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
I'll go this. Fact.
Fact. All right. I'm going to go with myth. And
Doctor?
the answer is?
Well, I think it depends on the children, okay?
Okay.
So you have to know.
Yes, yes.
Right.
We need to know that. Sometimes it's because of a form of habit, right? A form of
Right.
habit of drinking something
Yes, before
warm
bed.
liquid before bed.
Yes.
But, well, I don't think that it's a good thing to drink right before bed,
it's
yeah,
not a good
right?
thing.
Yeah, because if we drink right before we go to the bed, like 5 minutes prior to sleep, then we don't give much time for our digestion to work.
Oh,
It needs
Does that work in adults too, or just mostly in
Yes,
kids?
yes,
In
that's
adult,
right.
okay.
Yes.
Don't
all right.
think of it that way.
Gotta take
Not
it
too
easy.
close to bedtime, I think.
So if you just happen to drink some milk before bed, like how much time do you think you should give?
I think
question.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yes.
Right. Interesting.
You know, this,
Yes.
you don't kid around with 2 hours. Man. I thought she was gonna say 10 minutes is good. 15. No,
Okay,
2
2
hours.
hours.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Number 3, myth or fact? Milk is enough for a child's breakfast.
You go first.
Ooh, that's gotta be a myth. It's more like a maybe for me. It
Right.
depend, not maybe.
So I'll go with fact.
All right. So, doctor,
It's
is
a
it
myth.
the only?
Yes,
It's
it's
a
a myth, yeah.
It's a myth.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
children need many nutritious food, right?
Yeah.
Not only milk. You know, the long saying of what we have been believing for decades that milk is the perfect, right? Like, pacat lima sempurna, you know.
Right.
But no, it's not anymore.
Not
The
anymore.
better thing that we have going is that it have to be balanced, you know.
Okay.
Not only milk, but they need the other source. They need
Yes.
fruit, they need
Right.
vegetable, they
Even
need
fats.
they need the real food, the carbohydrate, protein, yeah.
Okay, balanced diet. That's the
Balanced
key right
diet.
there.
All
All right, let's move to number 4, the myth of fact. Milk provides all the essential nutrition children need. Milk provides all the essential nutrition needs. Rango, you want to go first?
I'll go myth.
All right, so I'm gonna go with you there. I'm gonna go for myth. So is it myth or
Oh,
fact,
Yeah,
doctor?
that's a myth.
It's
That's a
myth.
myth.
Yes.
All right.
Just
Yes.
like what we were talking before, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So again, balanced diet.
Balanced
you
diet.
need all that
It's much
protein.
more important.
Right.
Yeah, even though the milk costs you an arm and a leg, it's not gonna be for everything, right?
Yes,
It's not the answer
correct.
for everything.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we have one more. Number 5, myth or fact. Milk alone will strengthen our children's bones.
This one's tricky.
Who?
Milk
Myth,
alone.
milk alone.
Strengthen our children's bones. Your turn. You go first. Yeah, I'll go with you on this one. I hope
So,
you're right.
doctor, is it a myth?
Yes,
or-
that's a myth.
It
yeah?
is a myth.
Yes.
That is a myth.
Yeah, so it's true that the milk provide high source of calcium,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not only calcium that we need, not only the nutrient to make our bone strong.
Okay.
Our bone will be reabsorbed if we
Yeah.
do not do enough physical exercise. So needs, kid needs to move, needs to have doing some sport, and make them active, because that is as important as giving them nutritious food.
Okay, so again, milk is not the answer to all the problems that, well, not problems, but to all the nutritions that the kids need, because it's got to be balanced.
Yes.
Right? You got to start early, and you got to make sure that they have everything that they need.
Yes, that's correct.
Well, do you have another one?
No, I think we're out. Thank you so much, Dr. Shela, for sharing.
Dr. Shela, thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for coming too. Well, guys, that was pediatrician Dr. Shela Putri Sundawa. Thank you very much for sharing again. Now we are going to take a quick break. You guys are not gonna want to miss the next segment, because it's gonna be fun, fun, fun. So stay with us on the 3-Hour News Show on See Today.